Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. If you've ever, actually tried your hand at gardening, you definitely know it's a practice that truly tests your dedication. It's not for the faint of heart. Today we're jumping right into the digital pages of a super interesting gardening journal. We're looking at an entry titled Notes on Gardening, Part 903 by an author named Eng. And let me tell you, it's this absolutely fascinating journey of patience, observation, and cultivating a seriously stunning plant that rewards all that hard work in a totally unique way. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's dive straight into this. Right out of the gate, we get this awesome, triumphant update. Following up on an earlier post from the holiday season, Eng shares the ultimate gardener's victory. They wrote, "It's doing more than just surviving, it's actually thriving." We all know that exact anxiety, right? Bringing a new plant home, constantly wondering if it'll adapt or just, well, completely wither away on you. So hitting that thriving stage is just incredibly satisfying. But what exactly is thriving so well here?
Well, meet the Abutilon Pictum. Now, while its scientific name sounds pretty cool on its own, its common names, the Red Vein Indian Mallow or the Chinese-bellflower, actually give us a much better visual cue. It's named specifically for its hanging, lantern-like structure. So it doesn't just pop out your standard run-of-the-mill flower, it produces this dangling architectural marvel that is just absolutely gorgeous. Now, what's really interesting here is when you break down the actual visual aesthetics of this bloom, it's truly striking. The background canvas of the petal isn't just a standard yellow or red. Actually, it's this vivid apricot, almost crossing over into a bright orange. But what really gives this plant its dramatic flair are these signature dark red veins running right through the petals. When you combine that crazy color contrast with the classic bell shape, you literally get what looks like a tiny glowing hanging lantern. But to truly understand a plant, we have to look way past its beautiful exterior and dig into its roots, both literally and taxonomically. Eng's journal transitions so beautifully here from the visual aesthetics of the bloom right into the broader botanical pedigree. We're diving deep into the Malvaceae family tree. And honestly, this is where the story of our delicate little hanging lantern takes a really surprising and actually very familiar turn. Because it turns out this exotic, delicate flower belongs to the exact same botanical family as some incredibly common everyday crops. We are talking about hibiscus, okra, and cotton. I mean, imagine that. The very same family tree that gives us the durable fibers for the t-shirts we wear and the okra for our dinner tables also produces this rare ornamental specimen. It's just a brilliant reminder of how deeply interconnected the natural world really is, linking a super unique flower straight back to our fundamental agricultural staples. And for Eng, this taxonomic connection sparked a wonderfully warm childhood memory. Growing up on a farm, Eng remembers spending hours picking, or rather playing, with dried okra seeds from their husks. Because the Abutilon belongs to that exact same family, Eng knew to expect it to follow the exact same botanical traits, just, on a much more miniature scale. It's one of those beautiful moments of realization where your past agricultural experience directly informs what you're cultivating today. Let's move on and see exactly how this builds, because understanding that family trait is absolutely essential for the next phase. If Eng wants to harvest seeds, a very precise biological sequence has to unfold. First off, those beautiful apricot petals have to drop. Then, if luck is on our side and pollination succeeds, a segmented seed capsule begins to form. Again, very much like a tiny okra pod. Finally, that capsule must fully mature and dry out completely. Every single one of these steps is mandatory. You can't skip ahead. So the crucial point here is the time frame, 4 to 8. That is the number of weeks it takes just for that seed capsule to mature and dry out. We're talking up to 2 full months of waiting, and that clock only starts ticking after the flower has bloomed and the petals have dropped. As Eng puts it, at that point, there is literally nothing left to do but sit back, watch, and wait. It's a pretty profound lesson in the methodical, completely unhurried timeline of nature. You just simply cannot rush the drying of a seed husk, no matter how much you might want to. Which ultimately leaves us with a really fascinating question. Do you have the patience to wait up to 2 months just to harvest a single seed? In a world that is so geared toward instant gratification, Eng's journey with the Red Vein Indian Mallow is this profound, kind of quiet reminder of the slow but incredibly rewarding pace of natural cultivation. It takes weeks of quiet observation just to secure the next generation of this one beautiful plant. It really makes you wonder, what else in your own life might be worth waiting just a little bit longer for?